Good afternoon, everyone. I know you've had a very busy day looking at screens. I can imagine everyone's feeling a bit tired right now, so I'm going to do my best to try and make this as simple as possible for everyone to absorb. It looks like I've jumped a few slides already, which is okay. I'll improvise. So, Pagerduty, we're a digital operations company. We are helping customers all around the world to reduce the risk of outage so that they can maintain mission critical services and make them available at all times. We are very interested and very motivated to support the Indonesian market and help them to achieve operational resiliency. So you've heard a number of speakers today talk about the massive digital opportunity that presents itself in this market. And in order to take advantage of that opportunity, mission critical platforms like your digital channels, like your apps, that are your main source of interaction with your customer, they need to be always available. Otherwise, you don't capture that opportunity. So it's our viewpoint that operational excellence has to be a competitive advantage. Systems have to be available so your customers can interact, so they can purchase products and services via the applications that you're serving them with. It all sounds pretty obvious, but it's a very difficult result to experience. And the reason is a few things, and I'll go into that in a second. So, customer expectations. Customers are very impatient these days. We all live online. As soon as we open our mobile app, we expect it to be available at all times. So you may not be surprised to learn that after only 1 minute of downtime, the vast majority of people have left your service and have moved to competitors. So that customer expectation is a big enough challenge to overcome. But what makes it even harder is the increasing pressure that engineering teams are under these days. Engineering teams are facing an increasing volume of issues that they have to manage on a day-to-day basis as a result of technology adoption. More technology in enterprise leads more incidents, more things to manage for engineers, and they're really struggling to keep up with the amount of work that's on their plate. And as a result of that, incidents are taking longer to address and outages are happening. So how do we overcome this? What approaches do we take to overcome this? So the big challenge that needs to be overcome is operational complexity. This is the reason why there's so many outages that are happening today. Because in the operations landscape, there's many moving parts. From a people, process, and technology perspective, there's so many things changing. If you look at process, the digitized process, it can give an amazing competitive advantage for an organization. Because by digitizing processes, companies are more agile and can move a lot faster. But what happens when there's a breakage in a digital process? It can be very hard to isolate that problem so that it can be resolved in a timely fashion. If you look at innovations like microservices is an amazing innovation. Companies can push updates to their products a lot quicker. But the downside of microservices is, if there's a problem with a microservice, it can be very difficult to find that microservice that's having the issue so that it can be rectified quickly before there's an outage. So these are examples of some of the complexity when it comes to process and technology. And then we layer in the human element. People today are working from everywhere. So in mission critical, time sensitive scenarios like major incidents, it can be very hard to get the right people onto the issue so they can start collaborating with their peers, diagnosing and resolving that issue. So I'll let everyone have a look at this image. This image is a perfect example of complexity. What you see here on the left-hand side is not a map of the world. I know it looks like a map of the world. What this is Netflix's microservices architecture. So that's all the microservices that Netflix use to stitch together to deliver the streaming service that we all use today. How do you think they go about identifying an issue with a microservice in this architecture, how do you think they get visibility? As you can imagine, it'd be very difficult for them. How do you think they can rely on the insights they get to take action with confidence, to collaborate with stakeholders, and to ultimately, proactively fix issues fast before there's an interruption to your service? But let's all be honest, we all use Netflix. They're pretty good at maintaining service availability. So they obviously do this well. So how do they do it? Well, they partner with PagerDuty. We play a key role in helping them to optimize their incident response process from end to end. From detection to diagnostics to resolution, we help them with AI and automation to optimize that process at every stage. So we'll take all the signals coming in from Netflix's monitoring tools that monitors their tech stack from top to bottom. We're then using our AIOps capability to aggregate all that intelligence and use our machine learning algorithms to identify what is a real issue that's impacting the service. Which means also identifying what's not a real issue, what's a false positive, what can be ignored so that we don't disrupt people with that. So once we've done that process and we've identified what's real, we then take an automation-first approach. This is where you can really harness automation in a safe way in an organization by doing the basic things that are high value but low risk. And in that category falls into that category is automated diagnostics. Using automation to go and get the answers to questions that typically take the first 30 minutes of an incident to answer, we're trying to bring that forward into the first 30 seconds. So let's understand what's the root cause. Have we seen this incident before? If we did, how did we resolve it last time? How do we restore this service as quickly as possible? That's what we're helping engineering teams, security teams, and IT operations teams to do in the AIOps and automation phase. And then we loop in the humans so that humans can come in, assess the information, and take a decision on what to do. So this is what you would call, human-powered AI usage, where we're not just letting the machines have the keys to the kingdom and make decisions and do things, certainly when they can bring down mission-critical services. What we're doing is we're using the machines to do all the heavy lifting and then provide that to a human so they can take the action and resolve that issue as quick as possible. So it looks like we've got a bit of a screen malfunction, but that's all right, we'll work with that. You need PagerDuty actually, that's the answer there. Let's get PagerDuty onto the screen so we can detect the issue and fix it for you. So that's what we do, end-to-end incident response optimization. All the while we're working through the process of diagnosing and solving the issue, we're providing real-time updates to business stakeholders on the status of the incident, what we're doing to remediate it. That's all done by generative AI. Generative AI is working across all the tools that the engineers are using to stitch together what's happening so that update process is very easy. Because major incident managers have a nightmare of a time having to stop what they're doing, coordinate that incident response, to then write out on a status update that has to correct things. So we're saving them a lot of time by using generative AI to do that legwork. And then we're updating customer service teams so they can keep your end customers updated with what's happening with the incident and when it can, and the pathway to getting it resolved. So all this stuff is done in real time in an automated fashion. And the net result is fewer outages, happier customers, more revenue, and customers in Indonesia can really take advantage of that digital opportunity and capitalize on that growth opportunity. So I thought I'd share some examples. I've spoken a bit about Netflix, global company, and how they benefit from using PagerDuty. This is one that's a bit more close to home for everyone in this room. So Tokopedia, been a PagerDuty customer for over 5 years. So they use our platform to do everything I just spoke about, which is to get early stage indicators of issues so they can orchestrate the right response in addressing those early stage issues before they turn into bigger problems and before they lead to outages. So we've been partnering with them closely over the last 5 years to execute on that aim, and the result of it is staggering. What I love about this story is, whilst we're talking about incidents here and reducing incident response headaches and solving problems and reducing outages, whilst we're doing all that at the core, the knock-on effect is all the time that's given back to software engineers so that they can focus on innovation. They can focus on innovation, they can focus on shipping more code, producing more updates to the platform that really benefit the customer experience. And we were able to, with the time saving, we were able to enable them to increase their deployment frequency from 10 to 300 on their platform. So 10 to 300 per day. So a 3,000% improvement on productivity as a result of reducing the time spent on incidents and not having to deal with as many problems and outages. So this is a customer and a partnership we're very proud to talk about. And there's loads of examples where we've done this with other companies in Indonesia, across fintech, across retail, across digital native. We're used by any company that has mission critical time sensitive services that need to be available at all times. So I'm just going to speak a little bit about our capability and recognition as a global AI ops leader. So we've got the accolades from some of the biggest industry analysts in the world. Forrester Wave is probably one that a lot of the Asian market look to for guidance around technologies and advice on what products they should evaluate to solve their operations challenges. So we're named as a leader, and we're named as an outperformer and a leader across many other industry analysts and research companies across the world. And the reason I'm spruiking this and bringing this to your attention is we have a webinar that we're promoting here. So this is an opportunity for everyone in this room that's got an interest in learning more about AI ops in a very relaxed setting. You can join our webinar and you can see the platform in action. So I'm obviously talking about a lot of the benefits and improvements we deliver to organizations. You're going to get a chance to see that firsthand. And I know everyone likes to see things in action. I'm not just people. I take what people say with a pinch of salt until I see it and I believe in it, and then we go from there. So this will be an opportunity for you to have a look and have a think about whether this sort of capability will solve problems in your enterprises or not. And then you don't have to spend much more time evaluating it. So that's not a bad outcome either. So really encourage you to sign up for this. We've got our QR code that you can take a picture of and sign up, and away we go. And I think that's my last slide. So I'd just like to say thank you everyone, appreciate you listening. We've had a big day, hopefully that wasn't too hard to listen to. If you'd like to have a conversation about how you can potentially leverage this capability in your environments, myself and my team, we're over at the booth there, so we'd love to have a chance to continue the conversation. Thank you. Enjoy your afternoon.
Thank you very much.